Hi, I'm Xander.
I'm Blaze.
I'm John.
We're with the Santa Barbara Middle School Team Press, and today we're interviewing.
CONRAD ANKER.
Nice to meet you, comrade.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
So will you tell us, when did you first fall in love with climbing?
I was introduced to climbing by my parents, and by the time I was 14, I knew that's what I wanted to do, and it was my favorite thing to do with my spare time.
And when you were like 14, what kind of mountains were you climbing?
When I was 14, backpacking and sort of peaks in the Sierras, and that was at age 14 is when I started. I discovered ropes and more technical climbs.
Awesome.
So, climbing, there's a lot of gear involved. Have you ever doubted the integrity of the gear you were using while climbing?
The gear that we use is usually it's tested, and by the time it gets to us, it's I trust it. Same thing with an automobile. So let the engineers take care of that, and I'll be in charge of having fun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In the film, you talk about how Alex is kind of a beginner, and you get to see him climb El Cap, and you're like it's kind of reminding of yourself when you were a beginner. Can you elaborate on that?
When I first started out, that same nervousness and trepidation, I had that too. So overcoming that's a kind of a key thing, and you could see how well Alex did that. So
When you climb, what do you fear most? Is it dying, or is it other things?
well, if I'm climbing, it might be like one specific area where it would be an exposed fall or something like that. So you're mindful of that. But yeah, there's you have fear because it's your self-preservation instinct. It's what keeps you alive. But I don't walk around thinking, oh no, this is just don't stand in front of the cement truck and you'll be okay, right?
And when you're climbing and when you have a life full of climbing, do you kind of understand that there's a possibility that you will fall or you will get hit by an avalanche and you will die?
Yeah, I accept the. It could happen to me, but the rewards outweigh the risks, and so if I can manage the risks, then I stay with it. So
Awesome.
A long time ago, my dad fell ice climbing, and that still affects us now. Have you ever worried that what you were doing will affect your family in the future?
Yeah, there's on my end, I climb, so it's how I make my living. So I have to be finding that balance, and as it is in there. But by the same measure, people are resilient, and you bring love into the equation. As when Jenny and I created a family and brought the boys together, that was really they did well. So, but yeah, it's every time you wake up, you have to answer that question.
And how do you analyze what kind of risks you're taking?
I look at the worst case scenario, and plan in reverse. So look at what might happen or what might go wrong, and then do something to avoid that.
Okay.
Was there ever like a mountain that you were climbing and you were just thinking to yourself, wow, this is crazy, this is nuts?
Oh, yeah. You turn around and get out of there before they kill. When they're like that, yeah, you do that. So, but there are certain mountains where they're too risky, so you have to be totally aware of it.
If you go on a mountain like that, but it's kind of been your dream for a while to climb that mountain, how do you react to not actually being able to summit it? Do you go back again, or how do you?
Oh, I try 3 times, and if I don't make it on the third time lucky, or third strike, and you're out. So if I don't get it after 3 times, a rock climb, you'll try it multiple times more before you get it, but like a big mountain.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
So you once said that too much risk is where you can't go back and you can't control it, but you said it's what you love to do. Could you elaborate on this?
Well, getting out climbing, you could hurt yourself even here on a boulder like that. So it's just finding that balance. So what's acceptable risk for you, and where that where can you find that? So it's a good education continually. So
what do you consider as acceptable risk?
Oh, for each person, it's a little bit different. I mean, you look at Alex Honnold, and he climbed El Cap without a rope. There's no way that I could ever do that, and it's only one person. So it's up to the individual where that risk is. So it's about education and knowledge and learning about things. Awesome, guys. Got a couple
you.
more? Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's good to see you guys.
Homework question?
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Sorry, but if there was one homework assignment that you could give us, what would that be?
Wake up early and review your material before you go into class, and you'll learn more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
bet,
so
guys.
much. Yeah.
Thank you so
Yep.
much.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.